No, I just spoke on the radio not too long ago. Obviously, we're disappointed with the first quarter of the season. Um, we just have to do a better job coaching, a better job playing, and really taking advantage of our opportunities. Yesterday, we missed on our targets. Our targets coming off of the Jets week and scouting San Fran defensively was to keep the quarterback in the pocket. You always want to limit big plays, which we didn't do that. And I would also say the edge in the run game was shaky. Offensively, we talked about not turning the ball over. We did turn the ball over, and this team is still. Look, we have to learn from those mistakes, and we'll take our lumps along the way. And I think the guys understand that. So looking forward to them getting back in the building, hopefully with good energy and ready to go. Hands up.
We'll open up with questions. We'll start with Mike Reese, followed by Mike Giardi.
Morning, Jerod.
Morning, Mike.
When it comes to learning from the mistakes, on the Ramondre fumble, went back to watch it, and I'm curious what the coaching point is. I mean, it looked like he's got the two hands around the ball. What is the coaching point? Obviously, it looked like the guard maybe missed a block.
Yeah.
Tell me what you saw.
That's right. And look, we missed the block on that. And the defender was able to get his hand in there and rip the ball out. If you look at even just the past, just really all season, he has a target on his back as far as a guy that doesn't have good ball security. And he knows he has to improve that. And it's not just for him, it's for anyone that touches the football. We always talk about ball security equaling job security, and we just got to continue to develop that.
Next question, Mike Giardi, followed by Doug Kine.
Morning, Jerod.
Morning, Mike.
I just wanted some clarification on what you just told the guys on the radio. You said the plan, you were asked about the plan for Drake and if it was going to be revealed. You said the plan, we can't put the plan in place essentially until we're competitive. Is that in reference to Drake?
No, I didn't say. I don't think I said you can't put the plan in place. They wanted to know about the plan. They wanted to know what the plan was. And so it came up, well, if Drake was in there, could you reveal the plan? And that's what I was saying. I was like, no, it's no one else's business. So.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, if I just had to clarify that for you.
Yep. Nope. That's good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Doug Kine, followed by Chris Ryan.
Good morning, Jerod.
Morning, Doug.
There's some experienced offensive tackles available right now in free agency. Has there been any thought to adding any of those guys? And if not, then why not?
Elliot and I have those conversations all the time. We're going to meet today. We are always trying to find ways to improve our roster. And so that's always under consideration.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chris Ryan, followed by Phil Perry.
Morning, Jerod.
Morning.
Just from your standpoint right now, is there more concern about what you're seeing on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball, where you kind of felt like the defense was going to be an integral part to winning this year, and some of the areas that you highlighted as being strengths, it seems like you haven't kind of hit the mark with tackling and getting the ball quick and turnovers?
Yeah, early in the season, I would say just look at it from a quarterly review. Defensively, we just haven't tackled well. We haven't kept the quarterback in the pocket. There have been times where we've covered well, and also times that it seems like receivers are wide open. That's something that we just have to get better at. And really, special teams had a great game yesterday, but offensively and defensively, we did not. And for this team to win games, we have to be able to play well in all three phases. And really, and I know you guys get tired of me saying this, fundamentals still continue to be an issue, and I'll continue to harp on it.
Phil Perry, followed by Taylor Kyles.
Hey, Jerod, wanted to ask you about Jacoby and his play yesterday. It looks like by some of the people who track how long it takes for the quarterback to actually release the football, it was actually a relatively quick day on average for Jacoby in terms of how fast he was getting rid of it. But I wanted to ask you, what are you seeing from him in that regard? Is he getting rid of it as quickly as he needs to, in your opinion, after watching the film from yesterday?
I mean, when you play a good defensive front, a good defensive end, we definitely have to get the ball out quick. And that was part of the game plan. I'll tell you guys, the game plan was to run the ball and get the ball out into the receiver's hands so they can make yards after the catch. So I think when you talk to Jacoby, like, he'll always say that there's room for improvement, and I feel the same way.
Peter Kyles, followed by Mike Reese.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. When it comes to like line games, it feels like that's been a pretty big issue for the offensive line. But as a coach, when you're evaluating, what would you say is the biggest reason for that? Because obviously there's been so many different combinations and it's hard to see everything through one set of eyes. So how do you evaluate that as a head coach?
You just answered it. You should put my hat on. But that's what it is. It's it's those guys being able to having a consistent unit across the board and really seeing the same thing happening through the same set of goggles. I always talk about that, and we just got to continue to get better at it.
Thank you.
Mike Reese, followed by Karen Guregian.
Jerod, just following up one thing on the radio. Kendrick Bourne, start practicing Wednesday. Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
And Taki, Mapu, would they be ready to start Wednesday? Is that the plan for them?
We're going to have that conversation here today, and so we'll see. Thanks, Mike.
Karen Guregian, followed by Sophie Weller.
Morning, Jerod.
Good morning, Karen.
I just want to kind of take from what you said on the radio and apply it here. Jacoby is still your starter, but you have the right to change your mind at any point. Is that kind of the message?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to send mixed messages. And when I said, the right to change my mind, I'm talking about the entire team. I said, because the thing about it, I always reserve the right to make a change at any given time. And so, I don't want the fans or anyone to think like, what is he talking about? Jacoby's 100% our starter. He's 100% our starter, and that's how we're going to look at this going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Hopefully I cleared it up. I appreciate the question. I could see where the confusion
Yeah, where it's a little,
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Sophie Weller, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hi, Jerod. I was
Hi,
just
Sophie.
curious. I was curious about Joey Sly, new franchise record, and just what you've been seeing from him this season, and specifically yesterday with that kick.
Yeah, I would say just mental toughness. He came in here and during training camp and they battled it out, and he ended up winning the job. And I was so happy for him yesterday, hitting the 63-yard field goal. But this is a guy who has great energy in the locker room. The guys love him, and he's performing well for us.
There are two final questions, Chris Ryan and Phil Perry.
Hey, Jerod, on Ramondre, obviously, you mentioned ball security equals job security. You're a guy that obviously as a player was looking to, get the ball out and create turnovers. What can he do, differently, like specifically in regard to having better ball security? Is it how he carries it? Like, how would you kind of categorize what he could do differently?
I would say they were all different as far as how the ball came out. And it's a mentality. It really is. And it's easy for me to sit here and say, well, eagle claw grip, keep the nose of the football. Like, those are the easy things to say. It's a mentality, and Ramondre has to do a better job of being aware of that stuff. He's a target. He's a target now. I mean, he has been a target since the beginning of the season, and now it just continues to show up. He understands that he just can't do that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Final question, Phil Perry.
Just one more on Jacoby. And I know you've addressed this in the past, but now that we're through 4 weeks of the regular season and the offense has performed the way it's performed, why is Jacoby the best choice for you guys as your starting quarterback right now?
In my opinion, look, Jacoby's done I'm not going to get into the hypotheticals or why. Look, he's done a good job doing what we've asked. Are there a lot of plays that we could do a better job with? Absolutely. But I will never question his toughness, his dependability, his leadership style for this team, and that's what we need right now. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks.
Us.
Thank you, Jerod.